In a career spanning 40 years, she's appeared in countless award-winning musicals, as well as various TV dramas, including Good Old Taggart and Band of Gold. And to top it all off, she's a local girl to boot. Barbara Dickson, thanks very much for joining us. Nice to see you again. You're really taking Scotland by force over the next few days, aren't you?
That's right. Well, I arrived yesterday and played in Dumfries, and then I go away next Thursday, having played in, well, I'm playing in Dunfermline tomorrow, but Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen and Kilmarnock, all within the next few days. So
Dumfries, my hometown. Did they behave themselves? Because it can get rowdy down there, especially if my family are there.
They were very, very nice indeed. It was a huge success, and they gave me flowers at the end, and they all stood up. It was great. It was lovely.
Great.
So on this tour, what sort of music can people expect to hear from you? Because you've covered such a wide range of styles, haven't you?
Well, I don't do a huge amount of pop music, because really basically I've moved on a lot since those days, and it's 1985 that I had a record in the charts last. So I've gone back to doing, I think, stuff that's more appropriate, that's more mature. It sort of suits me more. I want to develop. I've always wanted to keep looking forward. I don't really like nostalgia at all. So I do songs, some of the songs that people would expect me to do from then, but then the world is my oyster. I do some traditional music, I do some 20th century songs that I've fancied covering that I've never done. I'm doing a song by Neil Young this time that I've never sung and wanted to sing for 40 years. So that kind of thing, and I just present this to the audience. I sort of open a fan that is different sorts of music, and the thread is me. I play the piano and play the guitar, and it runs right through what I'm doing. So it's an absolute delight to do concerts, because I'm in charge.
But especially Dunfermline. I mean, it's a sellout, of course, as your hometown, but that would be fantastic walking back on the stage there.
Yes, it's become really a fixture of my Scottish tours, and I do love it. Because it's, it brings back lots of memories, and lots of people I know, lots of relatives come, and people I'm very associated with. My music teacher, Sandy Sadler, who was such an influence on me at school, he will come, as he always does every time I'm there. So I've got school friends and family, and it's lovely. And those who can't come to Dunfermline will be at the Festival Theatre on Sunday in Edinburgh, because I used to live in Edinburgh as well. When I left home, I went there, and the first professional engagement I ever did was in Aberdeen. So there'll be people saying, I ken the time that you came to the music hall in 1965 or something. So there'll be all that as well.
That confounded one music teacher who said to you that you couldn't sing a note, didn't they? And you dedicated the first album to them.
No, it's not true.
Is that an urban myth?
It's not true. It is an urban myth. He said I certainly didn't have. He wasn't sure if I had the best voice, but I certainly had the loudest.
Oh, that's a backhanded compliment, isn't it?
But actually, he does support me greatly.
You've made peace now, have you?
Well, that's because he used to make all the girls sing one part and get me to sing the other, so I could be heard with about 10 other people singing. And it hasn't stopped. As you can hear, I can talk for Britain as well.
Well, talking about Dunfermline there, let's see how much it's changed since you left.
Oh,
in
hugely.
our regular series, My Hometown, one local gives us his personal guided tour of the delights of your hometown, Dunfermline.
My name is Jack Pride, and I was born and brought up in Dunfermline, and I still stay here today. In fact, my youth was spent just over in that house there. It was a great place to stay, and I'll show you my playground just in a moment. But staying in the centre of Dunfermline was really good, because you got to stay with some really great neighbours. This guy, for instance, Andrew Carnegie, who was born here in 1835, went off to America and became the world's richest man. Here we are at my entrance to Pittencrieff Park, and we went straight out into the glen. We played war games, hide and seek, all sorts of great and wonderful games. Climbed the trees, we got chased by the parquet, but just general boys and girls games. Well, here I am outside a legend, Stephen's the Bakers in Dunfermline. Now, the legendary thing about Stephen's is their pies. There's a saying, there's only one thing better than a Stephen's pie, and that's a second one. Thank you. Bye-bye. Now I've had my pies, we'll take a wee walk up and I'll show you Dunfermline Abbey. Robert the Bruce lived here, so you probably were Robert the Bruce of a time. William Wallace featured as well. because in the graveyard, William Wallace's mother is buried. Now, when I was a boy, we used to play in here, climbing on the rocks. I suppose it was dangerous when we look back, but we never thought about it then. For hours we used to play all sorts of games here. But today, you've got to buy a ticket to get in. Now, if you just look over my right shoulder, you'll see another resident of Dunfermline, a peacock. They have the rights of the street in Dunfermline. They can go anywhere they wish. Right, here we are at Abbott House in the garden, and inside is the cafe, or the coffee shop, and also our heritage centre in Dunfermline. But that's only recently. It's been a hospital, it's been an ironworks, it's been a baker's. There's one more place I'd like to show you. It's been here in Dunfermline for generations, Alary's Fish and Chip Shop. Amos Alary, the present owner, is the third generation of Alary's to have served fish and chips. Dunfermline, the fish teas that you go in and sit down in the restaurant are really fantastic. Cheers.
Brilliant, that's our viewer's guide to Dunfermline, and you were going, oh yes.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
I know all of
Work
those
there.
places. That's fantastic. Yes, I know them all. The fish and chip shop, I remember that, and I can't remember. I was
Stephen's
nodding.
Bakery, you
Stephen
said
the
you
Baker. I
worked
used to
there.
work for Stephen the Baker. Yeah, yes, I did.
Mutton pies.
Mutton pies, and they did great bridies as well. Really good. Yeah, he's right. That's all legendary stuff about Dunfermline. And it's great, isn't it good?
Now, what we didn't see there was your old school, Woodmill High School. You went to the same school as Gillian McKeith. Obviously, she's a lot older than you.
Are you sure she's from Dunfermline?
Yes, she went
Don't
to school
argue with
there.
Stephen's research.
Goodness.
She went to school there.
Well, I didn't know that at all.
She'd have finished long before
Goodness
you.
Yeah,
me.
but you're
Yes.
quite passionate about the history of Dunfermline, aren't you?
Well, I love Dunfermline. I love Scotland, but I have to sort of, I focus in Scotland, focus into Fife, focus into Dunfermline. Yes, it's where I come from. I love it, and I love I love the Abbey and the Abbot's house because I'm very interested in history. So it's great to go back there.
And were you mentioning earlier about a bone, a shoulder bone?
Oh yes, there's a relic I'm hoping to see tomorrow, which is a major relic of St Margaret, who lived in Dunfermline, and it's been held in Edinburgh for a very long time, and it's gone back to St Margaret's Catholic Church in Dunfermline, and I'm hoping to go and see it tomorrow because I can't believe it. I want to see it, and I want to see what it's like. It'll be in some lovely box probably, but nevertheless, St Margaret's a good saint.
And there's so many other cities that you feel this great affinity for as well. I mean, you started off in Liverpool, my hometown, as well, with Willie Russell.
Yes, my theatre life really came to fruition there because Willie Russell and I were friends in the folk scene, and Willie used to come to Edinburgh and I used to sing in Liverpool very early 1970s, and then he wrote a play called John Paul George Ringo and Bert, which took me to Liverpool, which then was the springboard that took me into pop music, where I remained from 75 to 85 basically. So it was a massive thing for me to be in the theatre and in that show, which was such a fantastic show. Bernard Hill, Anthony Sher, Trevor Eve, George Coskin were all in that show.
We have to. Lovely to see you back. You've been on the show
Thank
before.
you.
Lovely to have you back. Come back anytime. January, February.
Maybe play the next time. What do you think? Maybe.
I got it, don't worry.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Listen, if you'd like to give us a tour of your hometown and talk us through the hidden delights, drop us a line at the programme usual address.